everyone, it's Shell from Scrap Secrets and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is part of the It's All About the Bees hop with some of my crafty friends. All of the information is listed below in the more information section, so be sure to check it out to not miss anybody's videos. Today we're going to be doing a slimline gatefold card that you see here using Honeybee Stamps products. The dies are the Hexi slimline cover plate top and base die that I used some pattern paper for the top one and some solid yellow for the bottom. And there you see the layers together. And I thought I was going to use a regular craft slimline base, but I decided to change that up to a gatefold in a minute, and you'll see that. The stamp and die set that I used is the Be Young banner die from Honeybee. And since I've never used it, I wanted to use Versamark ink to stamp the image down first to see if this would help with stamping the image. Sometimes there is a film that's left on the stamps, and if you rub your fingers over it, you use an eraser, it just kind of takes that film off of there and it makes a cleaner stamp the first time. However, the Versamark did a really good job, I think. Now I'm inking it up with Catherine Pooler Midnight ink and using a dry erase board eraser to put a little bit of pressure over the stamp platform. I have really bad wrists and it was really bothering me, so I find that this helps with pressure on the stamp so that I can get a good impression. And I think you can see, I cut most of this out. I was having problems with my wrist, even using the glue. So I used the Be Creative Honeybee glue to glue the top and the bottom base layers together. So that's going to be the front of our card. And I still thought I was going to do a regular card until I realized, let's do a slimline card. So the piece of paper is 7 by 8.5. And then you score at 1 3/4 inches from both sides. Then you take the cover plate piece and you're going to cut it at 1 3/4 inches so that it creates a cut right down the middle. Next, I use my Be Creative glue to put glue on the back of both of the pieces and then glue them to either side of the gatefold card you see here. Oh, just lining them up and gluing them down. I did have a little bit of trouble with the Be Creative glue. Again, my wrists were bothering me, and I feel like this glue is a little bit harder to come out. Not a ton of it comes out, which is great for certain projects, but today I was just having a very difficult time squeezing it out of the bottle. So now I'm going to go back and glue down some of the edges. I didn't glue down the whole middle, and when I cut it, there were pieces that are on the edge that were kind of flapping up. So I just made sure everything was glued down nice and secure so that we can move on to the next step, which was coloring in that image. Oh, I'm going to show you some of the coloring process. I will have the color Copic markers listed below, but really you can do any colors. I used the Y markers. I believe this was Y13, 15, and 18. I used Y02, Y13, and Y17 for her hair, I believe. And then I used N4, 6, and 8 for the black stripes on her dress because I wanted it to look like a bumblebee because that's what she's dressed up as. You could do the stripes whatever colors you wanted to, but I wanted to mimic the bumblebee. So I'm leaving the middle open for a white highlight. I used the lightest color and went in from both sides, picked the medium color and started to pull it in, and then the darkest color and pulled that in, and then went back over with the lightest color and then blended out the middle just so that there were no harsh lines, and you leave almost no white space but just a tiny bit, and it gives it a really, really nice highlight to make it look like it is a rounded dress. And then at the bottom, I was just going over the scallops at the bottom, and I think I did that, and just coloring the bottom. Now I'm doing the exact same thing with the N markers, going in with N4, then I'm going to go in with N6, and then N8, and then go back with the N4 and pull the middle out. This is how I was taught to color. I took a couple classes from Courtney Kreber and just from other people that I've seen color things in. This is how I've found works best for me. I'm not great at Copic coloring. I wanted to leave it in because I think that this time I did get a pretty good blend on this. I was actually really proud of the way that it came out. Like I said, I'm not usually great with Copic markers and I haven't used them in a while. So just while I'm coloring this stuff in, I wanted to talk a little bit about the hop. So there are a couple of my crafty friends and I decided to get together. Nancy May for Handy Scandy was the one that decided to put this all together. So thank you, Nancy, for doing this. And she came up with the bees theme, which of course I have so much stuff from Honeybee, so I have a lot of bee stuff that I could choose from. But this is one of the free with purchase stamps, and I've never used it, so I thought, what a perfect time to use this bee stamp. After the image was all colored in, the next thing to do was stamp the sentiment on the banner, and I'm using Catherine Pooler Midnight ink to stamp up the congratulations sentiments. The nice thing about the sentiments on the stamp set is they are all curved to fit in that banner, so you have lots of different options on what you can use this stamp set for. So I stamped that down twice, and then I'm going to take the coordinating die and run it through my Cuttlebug to cut out the image. And once the image is cut out, I realized that some of the Copic marker went outside of the lines and was on the white border. So I took my white gel pen and covered that up, as well as adding dots to her cheeks and some accents to the wings. I colored in the wings with some bee markers, and I didn't love the way it looked. I thought it was a little bit too dark. I used my blender pen to try to blend out the color a little bit so it wasn't as dark. But then I decided to add the Spectrum Noir sparkle pen to it to just give it a little bit of shine and make it look more like wings. Once that was done, I wanted to stamp the inside, and I used the Honeybee stamp set cap and gown. And I am going to be using some VersaFine ink to ink up this sentiment. I've never used it before, and I was trying to get it lined up straight, and I'm using the Misty Creative Corners, and I kind of forgot how to use them, so it took me a couple minutes to do that. And that die cut is actually from the shaker card that I made with Madeline yesterday. If you didn't see it, I posted it on my Instagram, and there's also some posts on Facebook about it. I was so proud of her for the shaker card that she made. And this was the interior piece, and it was lying on my desk, and it was yellow, and it matched, so just went with it for the sentiment. So proud of you. The front says congratulations, and the inside says so proud of you. I also cut out from that scrap piece of cardstock an additional bee, because when I opened up the card, there was some stamping on the back of it. I wanted to cover that up. So now I'm going to put glue just on the left-hand side, because you don't want to put glue on the whole thing. You'll glue the gatefold together. So I put the glue on the left side. You could do it on either side. Lined her up right in the middle. And then I put glue all over the back of the spare one and just put that down. Now you could have stamped another one on there and colored it and put that on the back. I just didn't feel like it. I didn't really have time. I had some other things that I had to do. So I just decided to put glue on the back of it, and it doesn't bother me. It might bother some other people that it doesn't look finished, but this is what I'm doing for now. I might stamp the image on there later on. And then the card is almost done. So I'm going to glue the sentiment in the middle with my Honeybee Bee Creative Glue. I'm loving this glue. Like I said, I was having a little bit of a difficult time squeezing it out. You can kind of see my wrist is like my hand. I'm not holding it properly because my wrist is really bothering me, but I was able to get the glue out of it, so it worked fine. We're gonna glue that down. I waited for that to dry since that was shiny paper. It did, and it was VersaFine ink. It did take a little bit longer to dry. And then we're going to go over with some black Nuvo drops after I've tested on the side to do the 3 buttons on her dress, because I feel like they got lost, especially on that black stripe. Oh, that's the last thing that I did for the card. So that's the finished card. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video and enjoyed this hop. Please check out everyone's video if you haven't already, because there are a lot of creative, talented people in this hop. who just happen to be some of my best friends, my best crafty friends. Oh, thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again real soon in another video.